Hi, guys. This is Coach Powell. I am coming to you live with a special presentation today. We're going to be talking, or we're going inside the business mind of my good friend Ron Moore. And we're doing this special Inside the Business Mind with Ron because Ron has generously decided to be a sponsor of the upcoming business conference we've got happening on December 11th. This is going to be an amazing opportunity for entrepreneurs and for business leaders to learn the skills, learn the tactics, learn the techniques that they need to learn to communicate most effectively to the people that they really, really should be delivering high quality messages to all the time. A lot of us have an idea of how we should build relationships, but usually that idea is coming from a level of competency. We want to show people how competent we are, how talented we are. We want to talk about the gifts and the things that we can bring to the table. And that's all great. But what people need to know in order to truly trust us and to truly be attracted to us is really more about our character, the things that make us tick, the things that we value, and most importantly, where we're going in our lives and our business that maybe they can be a part of or support in some way. So this conference is going to be really, really special for those who are attending because it's going to be high quality training. You're not going to be able to get anything like this for any price at the level that we're going to be delivering it to you on Saturday, December 11th. So I hope you guys tune into the conference and I hope you pay attention to our special sponsor. And today we're going to talk to him. We're going to talk to Ron Moore. Now, let me tell you how I know Ron. Ron is a local provider of Schoolie Mitchell services. And this program, I have to tell you, is probably one of the best programs I've ever had a chance to see for entrepreneurs at every phase of their business. When you are buying products and services that you need to empower your business, it could be HR products, it could be CMS products, which is your basic your CRS is all of your tactical stuff that you want to do, your internet stuff, your phone services, anything that you're purchasing on a regular, consistent basis is a cost to the business, and you want to make sure that cost is as low as possible, and you are being as efficient as you can with those issues, so that you can get the best benefits of it. Schoolie Mitchell is the place you want to go, and you want to call my friend Ron. I'm going to post this information a little bit later so that you can see how to get in contact with him. But before we do that, we're going to go inside the business mind of Mr. Ron Moore. Ron, welcome to the show.
Thanks,
How are
Marvin.
you?
Glad to be here. I'm doing well.
Outstanding, outstanding. Why don't you tell the universe a little bit more about yourself?
Well, yeah, I've as Marvin mentioned, I'm with Schoolie Mitchell, and I've been doing that about 2 years, and glad to be in a position where I can serve other businesses. Prior to that, I spent a number of years doing government contracting, writing software for civilian agencies in the government. And I decided it was time to move on from that. So here I am. I'm resident of Maryland. Been here for long enough that I'm from Maryland as much as I'm from anywhere else at this point.
That's outstanding. That's outstanding. I know you've been with Schoolie Mitchell now for a short period of time, but I'm imagining that you've learned just so much about working with entrepreneurs and working with businesses. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I've that's one of the things I've enjoyed maybe the most about this is getting to meet other entrepreneurs and their representatives. There's a lot of really business people out there that I'm really enjoying meeting. I appreciate just about most of the people I meet. They're really dedicated to providing the best service they can to their clients, and I really appreciate that. And they're also happy to help other entrepreneurs. Maybe it's just because I'm hanging out with the right bunch of entrepreneurs, but that's been my experience, and I've been enjoying that and meeting more people like that every day.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Well, Ron is a member. You're on. I know you're a member of the roundtable. You come out with us every week. We're helping entrepreneurs like yourself try to figure out the smartest way to build maximum capacity and work with people better. And you're doing a fantastic job at that. So I'm really proud of that. But at the roundtable we have these three big mantras, right? These three things that we try to focus on. We try to focus on communication. We try to focus on encouragement. We try to focus on collaboration, and everything we do revolves around our mission to serve those three ideas and those three principles. I know you know all about them, and I know you really work with all of them. And everybody does. Everybody values all of them. But if you had to choose one, tell us which one do you think you would choose and why?
I've really been working on becoming a better communicator because I've seen so many times what happens when communication breaks down. And it's from what I could tell, most of the conflicts I've observed are really what happens is people start assuming that someone's being malicious or maybe they're being incompetent when it's like no, it's just that things weren't clear.
Right.
You didn't clearly communicate what you wanted. The person assumed they knew, understood, didn't ask any questions. And so I'm trying to make sure that I'm not one of them contributing either by being unclear myself or jumping to assumptions that aren't warranted. So I'm trying to teach myself to ask dumb questions because that's how you flesh out the details you really need to know.
I totally understand that, and you're absolutely right about that. So many times, I think people, you know, and sometimes to avoid the conflict, people miscommunicate, and then they
Right.
miscommunicate after the conflict as well, which only deepens the level of misunderstanding and trust and all the things. It goes out the window. And I think if people had more patience with one another and were kinder to one another and conscious of that patience and kindness, then a lot of the issues, that we tend to face um, wouldn't happen. But I think we spend a lot of time in hurry mode and in rush mode trying to get things done. And so we're not really as sensitive as we could be or should be to the individuals that we're speaking to. And I know that's one of the things we value in the roundtable is making sure that, we take the time to get to know sort of each other's communication love language so that we don't step on the wrong toes or say the wrong things in the wrong way or just say the right thing but at the wrong time. It's just
Yeah.
an amazing thing how easy it is to mess that up. And I agree with you 100%. It's critically important. And it's my favorite one too. So you hit on my
Oh,
favorite
okay.
of all the three values that we promote. Communication is I think is the foundation for everything else we want to do anyway. Because
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to collaborate or encourage anyone
Yeah,
if you can't communicate.
if you get the communication right, a lot of other things start falling in line. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is probably one of the number one complaints you hear from workers and people who want to work together all the time is that they just don't get me. I don't feel like I'm being understood or heard or listened to, and and all I hear from them is same old yammering, oh back and forth and back and forth, but it's never anything that's relevant or meaningful to my situation. It's like they don't want to go to one more meeting, they don't want to read one more email, they don't want to even participate anymore because it doesn't seem like anything is going to change. So it's like it's a tough scenario. I know you get to work with entrepreneurs, and I know you get to help them with cost savings and find opportunities that they may be able to reinvest in their business or something else they need to do, and they do it for free. I think. Am I correct on that? A lot of times you will be able to give an analysis for free. Is that correct?
well, the analysis is free, right? Yeah, because our compensation is based on actual measured savings. So we save you money first, and then we ask for a share of that. So we have to make some money somehow. But yeah,
That
the
is
initial
amazing.
analysis is all free, and you've got no obligation. And if you just, I mean, we're asking that you don't go and do it on your own, but you can take the analysis and you've got a better insights into what your business is spending, and that might be the end of it at that point.
That is super awesome, folks. You heard how I had to draw that out of them. Because it's the best kept secret in business. I promise you. If you need to get your analysis done of your spending patterns and what you're doing, I can't recommend anything more than talking to my friend Ron. So he's a great contact. Ron, why don't you give because I'm having a hard time posting your information. Do me a favor. Why don't you tell him your contact information really quickly?
Oh, sure. Yeah, my phone number, which would be easiest, is 301-945-0025. And if you would like to email me, I'm ron.moore at Schooly Mitchell, spelled SCHOOLEYMITCHELL.com.
I realized just as we started the show, I can't post your information until the show is live. They won't let me
Uh,
do it from the recording side. And so I've got to wait until we go live with the show, but I will post it when we go live with the show. So thanks for
I,
that much.
I should just
And I'll,
make a big screen that has all that information and put it over my
and
phone.
I
So
will definitely post it afterwards anyway, so that everybody can see, how to contact you. So thank you so much for Ron. Ron, I really appreciate you. Let's talk about, um, the favorite thing. I know you get to do a lot, but if you had to choose, what is your favorite thing about what you get to do on a regular, consistent, daily basis?
actually, it's meeting the people, but being able uh, to find ways to help them, even if it's not through my business. You mentioned the collaboration part. It's like if I can collaborate in some other ways, um, or just introduce them to someone that, hey, I just met so and so. If you met him too, that might help you out. Um, I enjoy all those interactions.
That's amazing. People are always fun when they're fun. To me, I'm an introvert, so I don't like meeting new people that much. I know I have to do it, and I try to do the best I can with it, but I have to have a methodological, approach to it, because if I don't, I'll get off track, and things won't happen the way they need to happen. And
Well,
I love
well
doing
for,
this, right? I love doing these interviews because I get a chance to meet, like I said, some really powerful people, but also, make sure that, I'm staying in my lane.
well,
So
for
when
being
you
an
talk about
introvert, you haven't let being an introvert stand in your way. I can tell you
right,
that.
yeah, I'm overcoming my introverted disadvantages and trying to turn them into advantages.
Well, great.
So obviously, you had a choice when you ended your business career and decided you wanted to go out and do this thing on your own, and you wanted to, start a franchise or become a part of something. You actually had to make this selection that you in this decision to come with school. Why did you decide that this is what you wanted to do next in your career?
Well, the first part of the decision was just I gone through after having gone 30 years without having to look for a job. I went through two periods of unemployment in 5 years, and I had been thinking, okay, I'm going to find another employer, but heard someone speak about franchising, I was there actually for to help out, thinking, franchising would be good for those people. But then after listening to this franchise consultant talk about franchises, well, that's worth looking into. So I worked with her, and she recommended Schoolie Mitchell and a couple other franchises. And when I heard how Schoolie Mitchell, it's like it's offering all good things, um, and I like that aspect that I could be helping businesses. And then when I heard that their compensation model is a share of savings, that there's no upfront cost. So if I can't, it does happen. There are times when we can't find savings. I'm not going to ask you to give me any money for not delivering anything. And I like that combination.
I love that too. One of my best coaches, one of my people that I look up to in the coaching world, um, has a program. Basically, he doesn't charge CEOs until they're finished with the coaching process.
Oh wow.
And, of course, everybody wants to work with him because he's the leading coach on the planet when it comes to executive coaching. And, his name is Marshall Goldsmith. And I guess he's number one in my book, but he's number one in many other books. So it's not just me who's saying he's number one. Everybody agrees that, Marshall Goldsmith is the man when it comes to coaching. But the model that he uses, and at least he exposed that to us in one of his books recently, basically is like, he'll charge them after, and he'll let them pay them what he thinks that it was worth. And I thought, you know
Okay.
what, that is right up my alley. And so I've
That's a
gotten
sign
so
of
far.
that's a
Right.
sign of confidence right there. It's like,
Right. Now, of course, he's also a professor, and he's got a couple side gigs going on, kind of thing. So
okay.
he doesn't like need the money, but which is interesting. Like, when you get to the point where you could give it away if you chose to, isn't that a great point in your life and in your career to be? I'm striving to get there. I'm almost there right now. I got a situation where, I have a 100% money back guarantee. So there's no loss that anybody would ever incur by working with me. but I'm gonna need a little something up front, just to make sure I'm not wasting my time or anybody else's. But I'm trying to figure out how to guarantee that, because and we're 100% successful, so we never lose when it comes to working with people. But I think that, I'd love to be able to do what Marshall Goldsmith does, you know, but and that's going to mean I have to be more selective. So I'm working it out.
Well, actually, what that was, but sometimes it's helpful if you charge something because it makes the person a little more committed.
Right.
That, well, I just paid this person a good amount of money. I better put the work into this to make sure I get results.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for people, and that's one of the things about about the money back guarantee. If you don't do the work that I ask you to do, then you don't get the money back.
Okay.
And so I've never had to even have that challenge, because I make sure I try to choose candidates who can do the work and who will do the work, because there's this difference between what you can do and what you actually will do. But the work has to get done, and if the work gets done, then you're going to win. It always works. It's worked 100% of the time. So I'm like, okay, I can secure this with just the value of the work that we do. So I don't think I have to worry so much about it. But I am gonna eventually. I want to get to like just what Liv Marshall does. But again, I'm gonna have to be more selective at that point, because everybody and their mother is gonna be like, oh, free coaching. Oh, yeah. Well, time out. I'm very selective about who I get to play with. So just because you want it doesn't mean you get to play with me. And that is a whole different world that I'm gonna have to jump into. But it's amazing and it's fun. I want to grow. You want to grow. Everybody wants to grow. Let's talk about it. In the next 5 years, where do you see yourself growing in your business, in this position that you're in right now?
And one of the things I just need to grow in doing a better job of kind of informing businesses of the service we have. I think there are other people that offer the similar services to what we do, but I don't think it's been very active in our area. So there's a lot of education needs to happen, and then I think people that could use our services don't know about it. I'm not finding them fast enough. So I'd like to grow in that, and also just be clearer. I need to learn how to communicate what we do clearly and quickly to help with that. So people aren't missing out because they don't understand. There's so many different aspects to the business. I need to learn how to state the value right up front, and so that's a good part of what I need to grow in. And then in another 2 years, I'll find out the rest of the stuff I need to grow in.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So all of you marketers out there who know how to really coin a phrase and know how to turn some ideas around, you might want to contact Ron. And maybe you guys can swap something. Never know.
There we go.
Because we like to collaborate. But trying to figure out how to do everything by yourself, never going to be a good way to go in terms of sustainability. You can win in the short term, but you're not going to be able to keep winning without a good, solid group of people around you. And that's what I hope we're helping you provide at the roundtable, is getting you that right team around you that can help you, spread the news and be your business whisperers. It's like, oh my God, you don't have Schooling Mitchell, you've lost your mind. You got to call Ron right now. I imagine if we get like 1,000 accountants and attorneys, singing your praises, guess what? Life is going to be pretty good for you, Ron.
That'd be wonderful, yeah.
All right, boys and girls, we've had a great time. Thank you, Ron, for so much for participating and showing up today. It means so much to me that you were able to participate and help us with this conference. We're going to have a great day on December 11th, and this is just going to be lots of fun. So thank you so much. I'm going to let you go backstage for a second, and then I'm going to just talk to you I'm going to close the show out and talk to you a little bit just with me and you, all right? Because we don't want everybody else to know all the good stuff we're going to be talking about. Okay, I told you guys this is going to be an amazing opportunity for everybody who needs to learn how to craft their messages. Everybody who needs to learn how to say the right things at the right time with the right people. should come to this December 11th conference. I'll be posting stuff everywhere, wherever you're watching this video. Guess what? You'll get a chance to follow the links right to the program. We got some deep discounts are still available. I'm looking at my watch now because that probably is going to come to a close pretty soon. So make sure that you pay attention, catch all the links, and come back to us. This was wonderful. Look forward to seeing you again next time at Inside the Business Mind.